All of a sudden, it seems like Joe Biden is shooting an awful lot of things out of the sky. Have you noticed? It's not your imagination. Last Sunday, of course, the Pentagon took out that enormous Chinese spy balloon after it had already surveilled our entire country from the Aleutian Islands to South Carolina. But what was it? What exactly were all three of these objects?
Have you ruled out aliens or extraterrestrials? And if so, why? Because that is what everyone is asking us right now.
Yeah, thanks for the question, Helene. I'll let the intel community and the counterintelligence community figure that out. I haven't ruled out anything at this point. We continue to assess every threat or potential threat unknown that approaches North America with the attempt to identify it.
Could be aliens.
What's up, everybody? Major Retired Richard Ojeda here, and Tucker Carlson says that we're being invaded by extraterrestrials. On Tucker Carlson tonight, the Fox host regurgitated talking points about the balloon that was shot down last week and the subsequent objects that have been shot down over Canada and the Lake Michigan area.
So here you have three unknown objects in 3 days. If these things are extraterrestrial, what we're seeing is an alien invasion. And that means at some point they're probably going to demand to be taken to our leader. And what are we going to say then? This is Kamala Harris. She once dated Montel Williams, but now she runs our country because her boss is senile? Ooh.
The White House had dismissed the notion that the objects were extraterrestrial, but the commander of NORAD didn't rule it out. So instead of waiting for the facts to come out, Carlson ran with his own cockamamie narrative about an alien invasion. Carlson mockingly said, if these things are extraterrestrial, what we're seeing is an alien invasion. That means at some point they're probably going to demand to be taken to our leader. And that's when the show went south.
Thankfully, it doesn't look like that's going to happen. Privately, the U.S. government does not believe these things came from another planet. Whatever they are, they were floating, carried along by wind currents. That means they're lighter than air and therefore unable to enter our atmosphere without burning up. They must have come from Earth. In other words, they're what we Earthlings call balloons. Balloons. Heard the word before?
I think we all need to be humble here in terms of what our ability is to positively identify stuff from fighter aircraft that are going several hundred miles an hour past, essentially, in terms of relative motion, a stationary object that was not very big. So we don't know what this exactly looked like, and again, we're still not sure exactly what the purpose of it was or who owned it.
Well, he's got a necktie on and he's standing in front of a podium, but is this normal? Is this the way things are supposed to work? We shot these things down, but we have no idea what they were. We don't know where they came from or what they were doing here. That's what he's saying. That's what they're all saying. And maybe that's true.
In his classic idiot face, he moronically asked, and what are we going to say then? This is Kamala Harris. She once dated Montel Williams, but now she runs our country because her boss is senile? Ooh, pretty embarrassing. What's embarrassing, Tucker, is your pathetic attempts to be credible. You're like Marvin the Martian, building nonsensical devices to carry out your silly agenda while skimming through the directions and leaving the important details out. You're the same type of dangerous know-it-all that's caught up in conspiracies and vain attempts to manipulate the narrative. You're what's wrong with the media. You're behind the camera not to report the news, but to twist the truth for ratings. The sad thing is that people believe your nonsense. The challenge today is that people have to sort out what's fact, fiction, and just plain stupid in the news. It's easy for misinformation to spread amongst those who don't research for themselves. When we have a huge, annoying talking head like Tucker Carlson spewing garbage every night, it blurs the lines of what's real and what isn't. This is just another pathetic argument from Tucker Carlson. Tucker, you're a moron, and that's a fact. Sappers clear the way, airborne all the way.